If you wanted a fairy tale game and I asked you what kind of fairy tale game would you want, what would you say? And don't say something outlandish like Fairy Cart or something crazy like that. That's not what I'm talking about. But Fairy Tail 2 is coming out relatively soon, and while one day I'll play it, just gotta get through my backlog of games and maybe beat the first game. This thought kept entering my mind of, would this game be talked about more if it was a typical arena fighter? But then I started thinking, like, should Fairy Tail even have an arena fighter as a game? Or would another genre be better for this game, or this series rather? If you're aware of the Fairy Tail game that dropped in 2020, it was strictly a turn-based game. I personally love turn-based games, and I'm a huge fan of like Final Fantasy, so I enjoyed those kind of games in general. But turn-based games are very niche. They're not really that popular compared to other game genres, which is unfortunate. It's part of the reason why newer Final Fantasies have been going more action-based than turn-based, but they decided to make a Fairy Tail game that was in the turn-based niche, and while some Fairy Tail fans enjoyed that, it really was a style of game that only appealed to turn-based RPG fans that just happen to like Fairy Tail, like myself. Now, back when the first game released, I remember hearing fans of the series saying that they should have made an arena fighter like Fairy Tail game, which, while understandable, I do find it funny how most of the time when it comes to anime series getting a game, the go-to genre people ask for is an arena fighter. But then they say, we get too many arena fighters.
Then why did you ask for it?
While I don't think an arena fighter Fairy Tail game would be a bad idea, although let's be real, if you aren't the Naruto or Dragon Ball IP, more so Dragon Ball than anything else, the series probably want to get a good arena fighter anyway. Besides, I feel like for an authentic Fairy Tail experience, there are better genres of games that would be probably more effective way to make a game on this series. The Fairy Tail series, while it has a lot of fights, because I mean it is a shonen like battle series, but it focuses on taking jobs or quests for the guild while adventuring with your friends. I can't believe I just said that unironically. Anyway, I actually agreed with the idea of Fairy Tail being a turn-based RPG style of game. However, a truly better Fairy Tail experience, at least to me, would be the style of an action RPG. So think of something akin to like Kingdom Hearts or Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Those games are just full-on action and more exploration. Not saying it had to be open world, but I could see Fairy Tail thriving in a game series like that. I think that would probably get more people interested in a Fairy Tail game compared to the turn-based one. Granted, in Fairy Tail 2, they did change it to a real-time turn-based style, so something akin to the Final Fantasy 13 series or maybe Xenoblade, where it's like active time battle instead of, you know, turn-by-turn attack. It's, hey, we're still doing that, but everyone's moving and doing their own thing at the same meantime, so if you're not pressing buttons, you're just taking damage. Don't know if that'll annoy the ones that love the original turn-based style for the Fairy Tail game, but anyway, maybe it's just me and you think that an arena fighter or a traditional kind of fighting game would be better for this series. And again, not saying I couldn't see that working, but given how the series obviously has more of a focus of fantasy elements and action RPG style just makes the most sense to me. Not that it being a fantasy series has stopped other series having an unlikely game genre. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus came out of nowhere for a fighting game, which I loved, by the way. But hell, imagine if they did a Fairy Tail game in the style of something like Octopath Traveler, which maybe my bias towards sprite style games is showing. I actually love the fan-made Fairy Tail game, even though that was a roguelike, but you get the variant that we have now, so basically, I mean Fairy Tail, the games, but RPG turn-based elements, which I feel like fits, or you get a full-on action RPG like Kingdom Hearts or Grand Blue, which I feel like, again, could work, or you get a sprite-based turn-based style game similar to like old-school Final Fantasy or Octopath Traveler. But if you disagree with those genres I'm thinking of and you think, no, let me tell you why Fairy Cart would be a better idea, or you really think Fairy Tail would be better as like a fighting game, and again, I'm not saying it couldn't work. Some series surprise you, it just depends who grabs it. Maybe CC2 or Arc System, but other than that, nah, I don't think anybody else really do it. But let me know in the comments if you have a better idea for a Fairy Tail game. You think, you know what, no, I think we should get like a Fairy Tail freaking chess game. I don't know. But let me know your thoughts. That's what we're here to discuss, man. Let me know. Like, are you happy with the Fairy Tail game as is, or would you rather something else? And again, a Fairy Tail Fighters could probably go hard, but that's a whole other thing in itself. If you enjoyed the video, then give it a like. I do discussion or topic videos on anime games, and manga related stuff. So if you want to join in on that type of content, subscribe and have a seat. See you in the next video, and back to the shadows I go.